Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang presses Hong Kong lawmakers to give more practical results under the executive-led system. Ferry passengers face hit with a fare hike of some 12% under government's proposal. And Donald Trump hardens stance and demands unconditional surrender from Iran as Israel pounds Tehran with new strikes. Good evening, you're watching Cable News, I'm Quentin Yan. In Beijing, Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang met with Hong Kong deputies to the nation's top legislature during the ongoing two sessions. He again stressed the SAR's executive-led political system and urged the Legislative Council to deliver more practical results. Jimmy Liu reports.
Ding, who leads Beijing's top body for Hong Kong and Macau affairs, met with delegates of the National People's Congress. Among those attending were Xia Baolong, director of Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office, and Zhou Ji, head of Beijing's liaison office in Hong Kong. At the meeting, Starry Lee, the city's sole delegate to the NPC Standing Committee, who is also LegCo president, vowed to implement executive-led governance. In response, Ding said under such a system, Hong Kong's legislature has strong prospects to study and put into practice relevant issues. He urged LegCo to give more practical results that are in line with the city's actual situation and the central government's requirements. The meeting later continued behind closed doors. NPC Deputy Ma Feng-kwok said Ding urged them to align policies with the nation's 15th five-year plan, safeguard national security, but made no mention of next year's chief executive election. Ma dismissed suggestions that Beijing's repeated emphasis on the executive-led governance system reflected previous shortcomings. Ding also reportedly expressed concern about the rapid growth of industries such as virtual assets and artificial intelligence and underscored financial security. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
Outlying islanders face digging deeper into their pockets for the central commute, with the Transport Department floating fare hikes of at least 12.5%, tied to service upgrades on 6 main ferry routes amid license renewal, drawing mixed reviews from ferry-reliant residents. Evelyn Bai tells us more.
The proposed new fares are set to kick in on April 1st. Affecting routes between central and outlying islands like Chengzhou, Yongshi-Wan and Soku-Wan, respectively run by New World First Ferry and Hong Kong and Kowloon Ferry. The Transport Department has proposed an increase of about 12.5% for a single journey and 8% for multi-ride, both lower than the operator's prior proposals. While this woman said the hike was acceptable given the high-frequency service. This man fumed that while a bus ride to Macau is about $50, a ferry ride to the outlying islands costing nearly $40 is pricey enough to drive people to spend in Macau instead. The price proposals followed operators cited lower passenger flow in recent years and rising operating costs. Meanwhile, fares on the Mui Wo and Peng Chau routes will be reduced. The Mui Wo-bound tickets will drop from $34.10 to $33.50 on Mondays to Saturdays, while ships to and from Peng Chau will fall from $36.90 to $31.90. The Transport Department has also proposed the operators to switch all sailings to fast vessels and setting new fees by averaging the adjusted prices of fast and ordinary ferry. A woman said passengers never asked for an all-fast ferry switch and urged the company to keep some slow boats, adding she would take the flight to islands' district councillors. The government called the fare tweaks moderate and the bare minimum, saying they strike a balance between islanders' wallets and keeping ferry operators afloat. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
United States President Donald Trump has demanded an unconditional surrender from Iran as he raised the stakes of the Middle East conflict. Meanwhile, Russia is reportedly aiding war efforts by providing Tehran with intelligence on U.S. military targets. Jimmy Liu reports.
Israel launched a broad-scale wave of strikes at Tehran in early hours today, and the Merabat International Airport was seen on fire. Israeli forces said they sent over 80 fighter jets to target Iran's infrastructure, including a military university used to train Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps officers. In a social media post, Trump appeared to rule out negotiations with Iran, saying there will be no deal except an unconditional surrender. He later told CNN that he wants a new leadership that would treat the U.S. and Israel fairly, even if it is a religious leader and Iran does not become a democratic state. The White House said Trump would be the judge of whether the U.S. has achieved victory, not actions by Iran, and reiterated the operation would last 4 to 6 weeks.
When he, as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, determines that Iran no longer poses a threat to the United States of America and the goals of Operation Epic Fury has been fully realized, then Iran will essentially be in a place of unconditional surrender.
Iran retaliated by firing missiles at Israel, with Gulf cities also reporting explosions. U.S. media reported that Russia is providing Iran with intelligence about the locations and movements of American troops, ships, and aircraft, the first sign that Moscow has sought to get involved in the war. In response, War Secretary Pete Hegseth said the U.S. was not concerned and was tracking everything and factoring into battle plans. Jamie Liu, Cable News.
Bursts of gunfire on the Israel-Lebanon border are loud and sustained as crossfire between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah intensifies, even affecting peacekeepers. The death toll in Lebanon this week has risen to more than 200, with nearly 800 injured. Evelyn Bai has more.
In the capital city of Beirut, sounds of artillery strikes were heard over the city through the night. Early Saturday, thick plumes of smoke billowed from multiple areas, and a residential block collapsed after being struck by Israel. The Israeli army said it had carried out 26 rounds of strikes in Beirut's suburb of Dahia, mainly targeting Hezbollah command centers and facilities storing unmanned aerial vehicles.
Oh my God.
The clashes also hit the headquarters of the Ghana's United Nations Peacekeeping Battalion in Lebanon, critically injuring 2 Ghanaian soldiers. Ghana's government has lodged a formal protest with the UN, condemning the attack and calling for accountability. Sources told Reuters that Hezbollah views a new war with Israel as inevitable and potentially existential, and has been rearming for months. The Iranian-backed militant group has reportedly drawn on a monthly budget of about $50 million, mostly from Iran, earmarked for fighters' salaries. An Israeli military official said Hezbollah had used the funding to both smuggle weapons and manufacture its own, but noted that its production capacity had been degraded. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
Back to Hong Kong, in the wake of a jewelry theft at a Wan Fu court, police have ramped up security around the fire-ravaged estate. Workers entering Wan Fu court must now present identity cards, state their occupation and destination when registering with police. Officers will escort them in and out and search those leaving for suspicious items. Deputy Chief Secretary Warner Chuk has directed the Security Bureau and police to review entry procedures and safeguard residents' property. This came after 3 workers were charged for stealing $90,000 worth of jewelry from Wan Tai House, where they were carrying out structural reinforcement. The first mentioned hearing took place at the Sha Tin Magistrates Courts today, and the suspects are in custody awaiting trial. A Yuen Long restaurant owner has been hospitalized after allegedly stabbing his wife and setting their flat on fire, then plunging from the beauty in a dramatic suicide attempt. The 31-year-old man, who runs an eatery with his wife, is in stable but unconscious condition after the fall from their home in a private housing estate on Feng Cheng Road. The incident erupted around 9 o'clock this morning when the couple argued over their struggling business. Detectives reviewed the husband, under mounting financial pressure and suffering from emotional instability, wielded 2 fruit knives at his wife during quarrel, slashing her hand when she tried to restrain him. The wife then fled the flat and called the police, while the husband reportedly locked himself in the bedroom and set it alight before jumping. Responding officers arrived to find the man lying unconscious on the pavement, with smoke billowing from the unit above. Firefighters extinguished the blaze as 30 residents evacuated. No other injuries were reported. Both the couple were hospitalized. Police have classified the case as wounding, arson, and attempted suicide, as investigation into the motive is ongoing. Beijing is splashing billions on baby bonuses and elderly care vouchers, while pledging to shield ordinary workers from the upheaval of artificial intelligence. Senior officials said at a high-profile briefing on people's livelihood during the ongoing 2 sessions. Ministers from key social sectors fielded questions on how they will turn growth targets into concrete gains in daily life, as welfare topics took center stage at the 4th session of the 14th National People's Congress. On family welfare, National Health Commission reported over 100 billion yuan was spent on child-rearing subsidies last year, benefiting over 33 million households to ease burdens on young parents and encourage population growth. Elderly care also took the spotlight. Civil Affairs Minister Lu Zhiyuan said 1.72 billion yuan in care vouchers have gone out this year to nearly 900,000 disabled seniors. But the transformation goes beyond cash. Lu detailed a new care infrastructure under construction, including 80,000 community canteens serving 3 million elderly daily, and 490,000 family care beds, retrofitting private homes with professional nursing gear. In a bold push, Top Health Authority pledged to raise the country's average life expectancy to 80 by 2030. With the job market on edge over AI, the message was one of adaptation. Human Resources and Social Security Minister Wang Xiaoping stated that measures are being studied to harness AI as a job creator, not a mass disruptor. On other fronts like education, authorities pledged more resources to ensure equal opportunities and root out malpractices. Officials cast these moves as part of mainland's broader strategy under the upcoming 15th five-year plan to build a stronger social safety net, one that protects the vulnerable, supports families, and ensures every citizen shares in the nation's progress. On to the weather now. Mainly fine and dry. Cloudy periods tomorrow morning. Temperatures will range between 17 and 21 degrees. Some 1,000 students have gathered at Victoria Park to craft picturesque horticultural displays ahead of the 10-day Hong Kong Flower Show, which blossoms into life on March 20th. Evelyn Bai shares more.
Gloves on and poses chosen, these junior gardeners are ready to bring their arrangements to life. One girl said floral grouping work was fun, and she added pink and yellow blooms to the displays. These students said the flowers look exquisite and that she enjoyed arranging them with her father. These people said she had learned to place stems closely together so that people can admire the combined beauty. Another student, taking part for a 2nd year, said choosing vibrant colored flowers helps bring out their charm. Following the participation of 1,100 students from 38 schools, work on the display titled Floral Trail of the Island will continue, with about 44,000 flowers and plants set to be embellished. The intricately crafted display features iconic landmarks and local traditions on the island side, including the Court of Final Appeal building and the Taihang Fire Dragon Dance. Running from March 20th to March 29th, the flower show is one of the city's most colorful and scenic horticultural events, drawing hundreds of thousands of flower enthusiasts. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
And that's our news tonight. I'm Quentin Yang. Thank you for watching. Good night.